What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Oregon State Dynasty. We're live once again with another video after at least 10 hours of editing that took to do postseason part 1, postseason part 2, postseason part 3, and then the highlight tapes for the offensive guys and the defensive guys. If you're watching this, I've probably dropped a couple defensive guys' highlight tapes. All the offensive guys that were relevant, we'll say, their highlight tapes were dropped. I did Shane Austin, my former quarterback, Ryan Reynolds, former running back, Dwayne Turner, the electric playmaker, do-it-all guy, wide receiver, and then Austin Beverly, another wide receiver. I dropped those 4 highlight tapes. I'll tag the postseason and then a couple of those right here. I only get to tag 5 videos per episode, so just hit up the playlist. You'll see all of them right there. I'll put some down in the comments below as well. But make sure you hit the like button right now. Help me out. I really appreciate it. We're at 233 subs right now. The goal is 250. I just did a special challenge for you guys for hitting 225. It was the Lynn Bowden challenge, and I'll tag that right here. That was a fun episode. It's like 20 minutes, good time, so go hit that one up. And then, like I said, I'll do some more challenges once we keep hitting those benchmarks. I want to do some Heisman stuff with RG3 and anybody that's in this game and those Heisman challenges. Those would be really fun. But today we're doing the offseason, and we're going to cut the video right where we would start the preseason, and we're going to hold that off for a separate episode in itself. So today we're going to see where each of the guys got drafted that are going to the NFL, and then we'll see if we have any transfer requests coming in, and then probably do some recruiting as well. I don't really know what to expect. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm just excited to be recording another episode because all I've been doing is editing for the past like 2 weeks straight. So let's go. Let's see what we got. We got draft results first. So going from top to bottom here, Ryan Reynolds goes first round. Early Carter goes in the first round. Austin Beverly goes in the first round. That's kind of crazy. Dave Motley goes in the first round, the cornerback. Moving into the second round, we have George McGuire, Brian Underwood. So 2 secondary members go in the second. Now in terms of day 2 picks, you got Jamal Riley, my center. Jamal Vann at tight end. Lee Duncan at left tackle. And now moving into rounds 4 through 7, we have Shane Austin going in the 4th, Kevin Pickens going in the 5th, and Jonathan Small in the 6th. Finally, we have Mark Williams going in the 7th round. So how many draft picks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 13. I can't do math. It's 13 or 14 guys out of 20 seniors we had that got drafted. Who you don't see is Marcus Mobley. You don't see Kenny Hubbard. You don't see another cornerback, and all the cornerbacks got drafted, actually. You don't see Dwayne Turner, actually. He's not even on that list. That makes 0 sense to me. And a couple other guys on the line. But the fact that Marcus Mobley is not getting drafted, David Carter's not getting drafted, Chad Melton's not getting drafted, it's just video game BS. They would be drafted in real life. These were all draftable players. I had 16 All-Americans. Most of them were these guys that are leaving the team here this year, so I don't know. But 13 more players from Oregon State going to the NFL. That's got to be some kind of a record for most in a class by a school. I don't know off the top of my head, but if you guys know, comment down below. Hell of a senior class, and it'd be so fun to play with them in Madden for real. But gonna miss these fellas. Okay, moving along, transfer requests. Okay, so we do have one. We really don't ever get transfer requests. It's usually guys leaving our program. We had Bryson Lewis, our starting quarterback from the beginning of this dynasty, transfer in from Mississippi State. He ended up being a just absolute stud for us. And now we're getting a free recruit from the transfer portal, Aaron Riley. He's a 77 overall freshman from Washington. Now the question becomes, do we have a spot on our team for him? Because we still have a couple guys on the board for recruiting. I think we have 1 spot left. So if we admit him, he would take that last spot, and we couldn't bring anybody else on to the team. So I guess the question now becomes, do we need a free safety? Alright, so I'll put a screenshot up for you guys of what our free safety room is looking like right now. So next season, we'll have Jaron Taylor. He'll be a redshirt senior. He'll be the starter. You got Ben Moss. He'll be a redshirt junior. Brian Jude is going to be a true junior behind him. So if we bring him in, he'd be our 4th-string guy. But we have a lot of upperclassmen, especially next year. So Moss and Jude will both be seniors in 2 seasons. But that's something we're going to have to figure out, too, because I want Jude to be on the field. That guy's an athlete. So I really think we should bring this guy in. Just to be clear, we don't have a free safety coming in this year, dude. We do have a free safety coming in this year. Josh Harrison He is a 75 overall player. But let's take a look at what Aaron Riley's skills are looking like. Maybe we can plug him in at a different position. So didn't register any stats this year. He probably redshirted at Washington. So 77 overall, 87 speed, 89 acceleration, 85 agility. Okay, good. 83 tackle, 64 man coverage, 80 zone. So not great, but not terrible. He's 6'2", 195, so I don't think he's big enough to play linebacker. I don't think he's good enough in coverage to play corner, but perhaps he could slide in somewhere in there. We could just play a user with him. 81 block shed, that's really good, especially for a safety. 82 press, 87 pursuit, 74 catching. Maybe he could switch and play on the offensive side of the ball. Also 83 hit power as well. So we'll have to see with this guy, because if he comes in this year, he'd be 5th string on the depth chart unless we do some moving and shaking with Jude and Moss, which we probably will. But, man, I just don't know if we need this guy. So if we look at who's still on the recruiting board, we've done really well in a lot of different spots, but what we need are offensive linemen, offensive guards, and a wide receiver, and we do have an offensive tackle on the board still. I really don't think we need this guy. And if we didn't have a free safety coming in this year's class, I would totally admit him. But we have 2 strong safeties coming in. We have a free safety already on the board, 3 on the roster. I just don't think we need him. I think his talents are better spent at a different place. Also, he's from Washington, so we don't like Washington. Obviously, that's a rival school of ours. So I am not going to admit this guy. I think we need to save this last spot for a recruit that's still on the board. So that's the verdict. All right, so here's who we are still going after. Mike Waters, Brandon Turner. 2 guys that we would both love to have, but since no juniors went pro and we only had 20 spots available, we have 19 already filled. We have to pick between one of these 2 guys to bring in. Now, the danger is, what if we go after one and don't get the other, right? So between these 2, we really need Mike Waters. We need a anchor left tackle to, well, anchor our offensive line, right? So I'm probably going to put all my points, 10,000 maybe on him, and then 5,000 on Brandon Turner, and that's probably how we're just going to do that. So here's the situation right now. I already talked about it, but we have, well, this is showing us for next year. We have 15 seniors next year. This doesn't really help me at all. How many recruits? We have 19 recruits signed. I know we had 20 seniors, so we do have 1 spot left. That is confirmed. I'll go over the class in just a second here. Here's who we got. We got Mike Waters. All right, so 4-star, number 9 offensive tackle out of Florida, and we need to get him because you see that red X next to his hometown. That means we're going to lose Florida as a pipeline state if we don't bring him in. And then we also have Brandon Turner, and the thing with him is he's an in-state guy. He's a receiver from Albany, Oregon. I didn't even know that was a place. But 6'3", 190, he's actually an electric playmaker. I've talked extensively about this guy in past recruiting episodes, and I'll tag 1 or 2 of them right here. But between the 2, we already have like 2 or 3 wide receivers in this class. So really, I think it's Mike Waters or bust for us. We are trailing Penn State as of right now by 635 points. We're the only 2 schools that have offered him. But you look at his numbers there, 80 pass block, 84 run block, 74 impact block. He's also got good acceleration, which is really nice because we try to spread the ball around and we need our offensive linemen to be athletes, right? 80 strength as well, 64 agility. I think that's probably pretty good. And the biggest things going for us are our championship contender status, playing style, and coach prestige. So we're going to go ahead and put $15K on Mike Waters. Got to bring him in. All right, so going over our class before we get to the end of signing day, no quarterbacks, true quarterbacks signed. We did sign a 3-star athlete, Brian Mark, who I'll touch on later. We're bringing him in to play quarterback for us, so he's our 1 quarterback recruit of this cycle. Moving over to running back, we have 2/3. We have another athlete who could slot into running back if we want him to. But we have Jacob Cruz, a 6'0", 206-pound running back from Cleveland, Mississippi, who we kind of just were waiting on, and we were in the lead for from the get-go, but it was kind of just a matter of, do we have a spot for him? Okay, yes, we do. Here's a committable offer, and he ended up committing to our school, of course. So 3-star, like we said, 88 speed, 82 acceleration, 71 elusiveness, 75 juke move, 58 catch, 64 route running, 65 break tackle, 66 carrying. So you guys get the picture. Just really solid. He's not bad in some areas, but he's also not great in areas. He's a developmental player who's going to redshirt year 1, and we'll see what he can do down the line. Only offer was from us. He also had some looks from pretty much every, not every, but a couple other Pac-12 schools. So that's Jacob Cruz. Also got Dane Williams. I am really, really high on this guy. I have been from day one, since the day we added him to our board, and I'll tag a pass recruiting episode for you. 6'2", 220 out of Garden City, New York. He's a speed player, as you can see right there. 92 speed, 81 excel, 84 of looseness, 73 juke move, 86 agility. Also good route running, pass catcher. His blocking is pretty solid as well. 60 break tackle, 64 carrying, 77 stiff arm. I mean, you can just look up and down the list right there. My guy is going to be very good. Only offer was from us, which is really surprising because he's just a solid player, much like Cruz. He's a guy that could see time as a freshman, but he could also redshirt. We're just going to have to see what the depth chart's kind of looking like. Moving into wide receiver, like we said, we got Turner still on the board. Not going to put any points on him. Hopefully he doesn't go to Washington State because I don't want to have to deal with this guy in the future. If we had a spot for him, of course we'd bring him in. If I could go back and kind of change past recruitments, if you will, I would have gone after him over Dwayne Vincent just because of his size. But speaking of Vincent, let's go over him. He is a 3-star wideout from Arizona, 6'0", 191. 81, yeah, see, he's kind of slow. 81 speed, 77 excel, 40, not elusive at all, not a threat as a juker. What this guy is going to be is a jump ball receiver all the way. 76 catching, 78 route running, 75 release, 75 spectacular catch. He's going to play on the outside. I know he's only 6'0", but this guy can catch the ball. What's his jumping, now that I'm thinking about it? Does he get that? He does, 78. 78 jumping, that's really good. He's going to be a jump ball receiver. We're going to be playing like basketball, except it's football, right? So that's where he's going to play. Like I said, though, I would rather have Brandon Turner, but you can't do anything about that now, right? We also got Glenn Clark. This guy is going to be very, very good. 6'3", 208. He's got that size that I like from an outside receiver. He's from Myrtle Grove, Florida. Number 74 receiver in the class. 89 speed, 80 excel. Not bad, but also not great. Might need a red shirt. Not very elusive. Doesn't have a lot of moves in his repertoire as well, but he's really solid as a receiver. 71 catching, 73 spectacular catch, and 79 route running as an incoming freshman. That's very good. Also had an offer from UTEP, our former school, which is kind of funny as well. So I'm really excited for him, and stay tuned for that athlete that we have because he could also be a wide receiver. At tight end, we got Ira Freeman, a 4-star out of Buena Vista, Michigan. 6'4", 239. Probably going to put a couple pounds on, maybe 10 or 15, before he starts to see time. We also have a former 5-star Edgar Haas, Maurice Howard. Those guys are up and coming in the tight end room, so they'll be getting a majority of the playing time. But looking at this guy here, he was a bust prospect, but at 68 overall, and the numbers that I see here, that's not bad. You know what I mean? You don't have to immediately kick guys because they're bust. Like, obviously, if it's a -10 or something, you know, you could do that. But this is a guy that maybe some of the higher programs looked at, but didn't give a committable offer to, so we scooped him up because we had a spot for him. We need a tight end, so come on aboard. 74 speed, 79 excel, 74 jumping, 69 catch in traffic, 65 spectacular catch, 64 blocking, 68 route running. Those are all solid numbers. Those are like receiver type numbers, you know what I'm saying? 72 pass blocks, 71 run blocks, 74. Those are numbers that an incoming offensive lineman would put up, right? So those are good numbers. I don't really know why this guy's a bust to begin with, really. And then, you know, some other factors as well. 90 injury, 67 break tackle. You know, this guy is just a solid player. I think he could develop into a very good tight end. We're going to try to feature the tight ends more in our offense. All right, we needed guys in the offensive line, and we're still trying to fill that void by getting Mike Waters. Hopefully we get him. That commitment is coming up after once we finish going over the class for now. So that'd be a big piece for us. David Falk, 3-star out of Mississippi, 6'1", 278, pretty good size, not bad. With maybe like a little more height on him, maybe a little more weight. 76 pass blocks, 72 run blocks, 68 impact blocking, solid player, and the only offer was from us. Moving over to guard, we also got one of them. We got one from Ohio, which is looking like it's going to become a pipeline state for us. Another 3-star. This guy's got size. I love this. 6'5", 309. Just an absolute beast in the middle. That's what you want, man. Big little guy up front, if you know what I'm saying. This guy's big, though. 79 pass blocks, 74 run blocks, 69 impact blocks, and that's what you like to see. Offers from Cincinnati, in-state, and Ole Miss. So pretty good ones there, and we convince him to go cross country out to Oregon. Center, we also got one of those, and it's another guy from Michigan, Albert Barnes, 6'4", 278 from Waverly, Michigan, a city I'm actually pretty familiar with, which is kind of funny. 78 pass blocks, 72 run blocks, 75 impact blocking, solid numbers there. Also had an offer from Kent State, which is pretty nearby to where he is from, but I think it's a steal. I like this pickup. Moving over to the defensive side, we got Chris Anderson, a 4-star defensive end out of, I can't even say that, so I'm not even going to try. He's out of California, we'll just say that. He's a pass rusher, which is something we're going to need. This next season, I'm going to talk a lot more about this. I think it's going to be the hardest season of this dynasty. We have 16 starters leaving the team. We got to replace them. 3 out of 4 in the defensive line. Maybe he's a guy that could come in and play as a true freshman at 6'5", 250, the number 3 D end in the class. 79 speed, 90 acceleration. Good numbers right there. 79 power moves, 73 finesse moves, 78 block shed, and a solid tackler, of course. 81 play rec as well. So I'm excited for Chris Anderson. Also had offers from Kansas State and UCLA, so keep an eye on this guy. Moving to the inside of the line, we got 2 big pickups. We got Corey Johnson, a 4-star out of South Carolina. Again, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of that city, but South Carolina, number 15 D tackle. Looks like he was pretty highly recruited, as you can see right there. 81 power move, 85 finesse, 78 block shed, great tackler, good play rec as well. So I'm excited for this guy. Only offer was from us, but as you can see, he had looks from Penn State, Florida, A&M, Texas, to name a few there. So big get for us. Another guy that's coming from one side of the country to the other. We also got Anthony Mitchell. This is a guy that is from the West Coast. He's from Utah, so a nice scoop there. Number 76 D tackle, so an underrated guy. I think he was a gem, actually. He was. So he went up +5 overall, and you see his numbers there. 78 power move, 71 finesse move, 78 block shed. He'll probably redshirt year 1, but we need bodies on the D line. Like I said, we got a lot of guys leaving, so he's going to be a depth piece for us early on, but eventually he could work his way into a starting role. No outside linebackers. I went mad hard on linebackers in last year's class. I'll tag a video from last year. You can find all of them on the playlist, though, guys. We brought in like 5 or 6 linebackers, so our room is stacked there. We didn't bring in any outside, any middles. We didn't bring any linebackers in. All right, we also were loaded up in corners, but, I love my corners, so I had to bring in 2 more. We got Ed Weber first, 5'11", 198 out of Santa Monica, California, number 18 corner in the class. We stole him from a couple Pac-12 programs. 89 speed, 87 excel, 73 jumping, 85 agility, 53 tackles, 66 hit power. Good numbers there. 75 man coverage, 76 zone coverage, 76 press. Great numbers. Solid player. He's probably going to redshirt year 1, but we develop secondary guys like it's nobody's business, so he'll probably do some big things over his 4 to 5 years at Oregon State. I also had offers from Stanford and UCLA. Like I said, stolen from a couple Pac-12 programs. Moving on, we have Jonathan Lundy. He was one of the keystones of this class. One of the first guys to commit, if not the first. He was an instant commit out of Fort Hood, Texas, 5'11", 186. If I can find the video where he instant committed, I will tag it right here. If not, again, it's on the playlist, so just go hit it up, guys. Cool name. Number 34 corner in the country. Is from Texas, and Texas high school football players are very good. Doesn't really matter what level it is. 88 speed, 82 excel. Not great. Going to need those numbers to bump up a little bit. He's kind of like Michael Ewing, if you remember him from the Dynasty. Was here for 2 or 3 seasons. Really reminds me of him. That'd be his player comp if I did one. 67 tackles, 68 hit power. Those are good numbers for a corner. 86 man coverage, 79 zone coverage, 80 press. So he's got the coverage abilities. Now I need him to get his speed up, and that's just about that for Jonathan Lundy. Also had an offer from UTEP, so another guy we stole from our former team. Moving on to free safety, I mentioned him earlier when we were talking about that transfer. This is why we did not admit that transfer request Josh Harrison, the number 2 free safety in this recruiting class out of California, 6'1", 197. He's coming in. This guy is going to be an absolute freaking stud. Cannot wait to play with him at free safety as the user. We missed on a very good free safety in last year's class. I think he ended up going to Cincinnati or something like that. So it's nice to come back and get a good one next year. He's probably going to redshirt this season. Maybe he finds his way onto the field in a special teams role. But like I said, 2 years from now, look out. This guy's going to be all up and down the titles of the videos. Anyways, his numbers here, 91 speed, 97 excel, 78 agility, 86 tackle, 81 hit power, 80 pursuit. Pretty good coverage down there, 77 block shed. If he was 20 or 30 pounds heavier, he could be a beastly linebacker, but we need him more at free safety. Look at the offer list, bro. UTEP, Fresno, UNLV, Boise State, Colorado State, Washington, also at USC looking at him. So a highly sought-after player, and he's playing for the Beavers. Moving on to strong safety, switching over to the other side of the secondary. We brought in 2 guys. Kent Brown was our top target, and Marcus Frederick was kind of like our backup plan, but we ended up bringing them both in because we needed some strong safeties, and Frederick could play at other positions as well. 3-star out of Louisiana, so an interesting pickup for us there. Number 42 strong safety in the class, 82 speed, 81 excel, 81 jumping is pretty notable, I would say. 69 tackles, 78 hit power, pretty good coverage, not great, pretty good block shed as well, and only offer was from us, but he was getting looked at by North Carolina pretty hard as well. So Kent Brown was our strong safety number 1 in this cycle, number 9 in the class, 5'11", 183 out of California. We never really had any pushback on this recruitment. It was kind of us or bust, if you will, from day one. 79 speed, 90 excel, 81 jumping, 85 tackle, 80 hit power, 75 pursuit. Better coverage than Frederick. Worse block shed, though, so he's going to have to work on that. He will probably redshirt this year. We have a couple upperclassmen in the strong safety room, so he'll probably just have to wait his turn. No kickers, no punters. Now it's time for the athletes. So Brian Mark, I mentioned it earlier, 66 overall athlete, 4-star actually, number 26 there, out of Okemos, Michigan, 6'2", 199. A guy that we're bringing in to play dual threat quarterback for us. You see the numbers right there. He could play a lot of different positions, but I'm putting him at quarterback. He's got 87 speed, 88 excel. That's going to be very nice. 81 throw power, 72 accuracy. Anything else notable there? I mean, he's got good juke and he's got good moves in his back pocket. He could have played on the defensive side of the ball, but we need a quarterback more, I would say, than that. So that's why we're putting him there. Only offer was from us, so a big steal, a big get for us out of Michigan. 3 different players from Michigan, which is kind of sick. Moving on, we got Cliff Dixon. I think he's going to be a defensive player. Number 33 athlete, another 4-star out of Texas at 6'1", 179. I should have it listed what he is projected to play. Corner or slot wide receiver, which Chris Hall could also play slot wide receiver, so we're going to have to decide. But 90 speed, 90 excel. He could play either, I would say, at a high level. He's intriguing at corner, though. He's got great coverage, good tackle. Not great block shed. We don't really need that. 71 catching, 69 route running. Yeah, we're going to have to see on this guy. He can play corner or wideout, and I think he might be better served on the defensive side of the ball. But like I said, we'll figure that out when the time comes for position changes. We also got Chris Hall, and I'm really excited for this guy. Like, really, really excited. He could be the best player from this class. 6'1", 199 out of I was going to try to pronounce that name. It's out of Texas, number 42 athlete in the class. He could play running back or slot wide receiver. Yep, so I'm thinking it's going to be a tough decision, really. For his receiver stats, 71 catching, 77 route running is really impressive, 67 catching traffic, 73 spectacular catch is really good, 90 speed, 89 excel, 78 jumping, 81 juke move. Like, it's going to be, he could also play quarterback, which is just crazy. This guy is just an absolute athlete, through and through. I really don't know. This is going to be a tough decision for us to make. Ever since I got him committed, I wanted him to play running back, and that's probably where he's going to end up as I look up and down the room. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of guys that are going to be upperclassmen next year, and I'm not really sure that Williams and Cruz are ready to slide into that starting job within the next 2 years. So I think he could come in, and by the time those guys all graduate, he could be the feature back with Cruz and Williams as the 2 and 3, or you can kind of number that how you want. Could also be a gadget player and play running back and wide receiver. So, like I said, I'm really excited for the potential that this guy has, and we're gonna just have to figure out where we're gonna play him. All right, before we move on to after signing day, here's a look at the recruiting rankings. So Notre Dame's in first with 5 5-stars, which is nice. Army's in second with 2 5-stars and 7 4-stars, which makes 0 sense. In terms of the Pac-12, we got USC in 9th, holding it down there. They got a smaller class for them, only 14 guys. We have 19, 7 4-stars, 12 3-stars. I say this every time I do one of these videos. I like to keep the recruiting realistic. Oregon State doesn't bring in 4-stars like that. They don't bring in 5-stars like that. So I try to make the bulk of my recruits 3-stars. And if you look at my list, I think the highest overall player we have is 76. So a couple of those 4-stars are rated as 3-stars should be. So really, my class is mainly 3-stars. So just want to get that out there. You got Fresno State up there. Where's the next Pac-12 team? Don't see it there. Got Navy at number 12. Like, what is going on with the military academies? Let's see. You got Washington. All right, so there we go. We got Washington at 23, a pretty big class for them. 18 guys, probably some JUCO guys. They got 4 1-stars. California, I think they were the top class in the Pac-12 a couple of years ago. Now they dropped to 27th. Ohio State's 28th, which is crazy. Got South Alabama. Let's look for one more Pac-12 team. Nevada. UTEP's up there, 42nd. Still looking for that next Pac-12 team. This is not a good look for the conference here. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Look at Syracuse, my alma mater. Where is the Pac-12? There we go. UCLA all the way down at 73, but only because they have just 10 guys in their class. 1 5-star, 1 4-star, and then that's pretty much that. So not a good look for the Pac-12 guys. We got, what, 3 or 4 teams in the top 50. Other than that, everyone's kind of just bottom feeders. So we'll see how it goes after signing day, though. Like I said, you got to still complete your classes, right? And with that, we'll go ahead and advance the week and see what happens. There we go, baby. That's how you end a recruiting cycle. I know y'all see it. I know you see it. Mike Waters has committed to Oregon State, baby. The cherry on top of this 2025 recruiting class. Let's go. What makes it a little bit bitter, though, is the fact that Brandon Turner committed to Washington State. So get ready. We're going to have to deal with him for the next 2 seasons. We'll be looking out for him. But we got Mike Waters, the 4-star left tackle out of Florida. He's going to be the anchor of our line, protecting our blind side for years to come. Huge pickup. So looking at some superlatives here, we signed the top class in the Pac-12, as you can see. We signed the top 10 class in the country. We stole a prospect, quote-unquote, from Penn State because they were in the lead going into signing day. Bam. So let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at the final rankings and then the final player rankings as well. So there you see it. Mike Waters, an Oregon State Beaver, baby. So excited. Penn State barely even went after this dude. Look at that. We beat them by like 11,000 points. If we had more spots open, I would have gone after him and Turner. But like I said, we didn't have the points, right? So huge get for us. Make that 8 4-stars, and he's a true 4-star. He could be a 5-star. What he's rated. And 12 3-stars. Turner, we only lost by like 2,000, so we were in it till the end. We didn't even go after him on signing day, and we still almost beat the Cougars for him. But they can have him. You know, we'd rather have Mike Waters in this scenario, so it is what it is there. All right, here's one look at the top classes here. So we end up finishing in 6th. You see Penn State actually finished in 2nd, though. So they were busy spending their points elsewhere, right? So Notre Dame, you got Penn State, you got Texas A&M, Army in 4th, Texas in 5th. Okay, all right. Minnesota 7, Oklahoma 8. Yeah, you guys know the deal there. We actually ended up with 9 4-stars, I guess. That's weird. Who is this? Who is this? Sellers guy. I do not remember recruiting him. We're gonna have to cut this guy. I hate when the game does that, really. That's mad annoying. Let's see what USC's got coming in real quick, since we got time. Their 5-star is an athlete, so I don't know what he plays. Probably like defensive lines. He's 6'4", 300. We got two really good linebackers, a corner, a D tackle, another good corner. So really stacking up on the defense, assuming their number one guy's a defensive player as well. Another middle linebacker. They're running 3 middle linebackers. 3-star quarterback down there. A couple more corners. Really stocked up on them. 6'4" tight end. That's nice. 6'3" quarterback, 6'3" wideout. All right, so a solid class from USC, and then let's see where the next Pac-12 team is. Just get the top 3 for you. I don't know why this is going so slow. There's Cal. There we go. What's Cal got coming in? Ended up at 22nd, I think it was. A nice D tackle, a nice linebacker, pretty good wideout there. A 6'4" running back. Oh, we recruited this guy actually. This Kenny guy. He chose Cal over us. A 3-star quarterback and another one down there. All right, I'm not too scared. I mean, USC and Cal have really struggled to keep us off the board, so I'm not surprised they're going after defensive guys to try and slow down our, powerful offense. Okay, and then we'll take one look at the all prospects page here. Actually, I want to go to the Spark 100, see how many Spark 100 commits that we had. So, top player in the country is going to Notre Dame, so that's interesting. Here we go. So, we got Chris Anderson, number 62 player in the country. Josh Harrison was number 83. So, those are our only 2 Spark 100 players. And that's that. I want to look at who is this Sellers guy. We didn't even recruit him. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to cut him, though. Don't even worry about it. Let's go find Waters. So he's the 300th best player in the country. He's got a 430-pound bench, 655-pound squat, bro. That has to be one of the best in this class. Yeah, he's way up here towards the top. Easily in the top, like, 15. Yeah, easily. Damn, that's nice. That's really good. And his bench is probably up there as well. Pretty respectable. Actually, Corey Johnson is pretty high, too. So, love to see that. Big prospect, a big get for us. And that's that for signing day, guys. Like we signed the majority of our class before signing day, but we got the cherry on top here. Let's go ahead and advance the week. All right, we have now reached position changes. We're technically not in the preseason yet still, so I'm going to go ahead and just do these. May as well. Let's run it. Let's see what we got going on. So we'll start with quarterback. Not much to change here. You kind of get a look, though, real quick here at what our roster is going to be looking like heading into next season. Lee McGee, Eric Copeland, Quentin Brown. Quarterback room's a little thin right now, but it's all good. It's all good. Running back room, you got John McConnell going to be a senior. Jeremiah Bryant going to be a senior. Actually, McConnell's going to be a junior. What am I saying? Bryant's going to be a senior. His career is just absolutely flown by. It's crazy. Dane Williams, yep, got him there. You got Jacob Cruz there. Out of curiosity, could any of them play another position and be decent? No, not him. These guys are true running backs, I think. Yeah. All right, we'll leave him there. We got Phillips coming back for his junior year. Harwell for his sophomore year. Now moving over to wide receiver. Wilson's behind these guys, but he's going to train. He'll get up there for sure. So our top 3 is going to be Pennington, Parker, and Brewer. All 3 are true junior. Actually, Pennington's redshirt junior. We got the 2 wide receivers coming in, Vincent Clark and Wilson coming back for his sophomore year. Haas, Howard, and Freeman. And here's the line. So Waters comes in, and immediately he's competing for that job at left tackle, which is nice. There's left guard. You got center. Looking good there. We're young, but we're looking good. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball. Nobody to change here, except we might move Brandon Hill over. Yeah, we will move Hill over to the other side of the ball. Yep. It doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, we'll slide him back over to the other side. All right, here's a look at D tackle. We got not looking great. I mean, the overalls are really low here. Brandon Ball, Michael Smith, Corey Johnson. So the 2 freshmen are going to come in and they could compete for playing time. Matt Haynes going to be a sophomore. I'm excited for this guy. Linebacker. Anything to change here? Eric Gooden's kind of buried in the depth chart, so maybe we can move him to another spot. Oh, he's actually not terrible at safety, but not good enough to play. We're going to let him train and see what happens. We'll leave him there. And moving into corner, nothing much to change here. I'm liking what I'm seeing from everybody in this room. Free safety. Now, we have Taylor, and like I said, we have Jude and Moss, who we need to find potentially a spot for. I think Jude's going to be the guy, of the future. Damn, he could actually be a good defensive lineman. You guys see that? He's in the 70 overalls. But, yeah, he's best served playing strong safety for us. How about Ben Moss? I think he was also a running back coming out of... Yeah, 69 overall. It's not bad. Not great. 69 overall receiver. What's his speed looking like? Nah, it's not very good. We're going to have to leave him there. We'll just see what happens with him. Over on the strong safety side of things, we got Vincent Perry, then Jared Hemphill. He's next up there. Brown and Frederick, so nothing to change here. Kind of a boring position changes until we get to the athletes, which here we are. So we're going to start with Mark. We already know where we're going to put him. But just for kicks, let's just take a look at the other spots. Yeah, he's quarterback. Dixon, slot wide receiver or corner for you. Probably wide receivers. We need some bodies over there. Corner room's absolutely stacked, as you guys saw, although he'd be a 72 overall corner. But go ahead and play wideout. And then Hall, who could be quarterback, wideout, running back, any of the above. Also defensive. No, he's not a defensive player. So he's the highest at quarterback. Really good at wideout as well. Not great at running back. It's a tough decision here. Let's move him to wide receiver and see what the room looks like there. He's already in fourth there. Wilson would probably pass him, but not by that much. We're cutting Sellers. And the running back room, what would it look like if he was there? Third there as well. Ahead of the other two. Huh. And McConnell's going to be here for probably 2 more years. This one and the next one. And then I think by then Williams would be good to go. But he could get time as the third back this year. Whereas at wide receiver, he probably wouldn't get that much time because Wilson would be 4, he'd be 5. I like what Dixon can do as a freshman, so we'd have 5 wideouts in the rotation. This is a tough decision, fellas. It really is. We are going to put him at running back, and we're probably not gonna redshirt many, if any, of the wide receivers. Maybe 1. We're gonna put him running back, and maybe that'll change in the future. But I could see him hitting the field this season and getting a lot of touches as that third running back because we use a lot of sets where there's 2 running backs required, and they get tired sometimes. So McConnell, Bryant, then Hall, and that's what we're rolling with. All right, here we go. Everybody cross their fingers. We got training results. I'm going to take the camera off so you guys can see the numbers here. Let's do it. So this is what our team's going to be looking like right off the bat, bro. Lee McGee gets up to a 99 overall player as a rising senior. That is, that's sexy. That's what that is. Here we go. So we got Lee McGee, 99 overall, 87 speed, 89 excel. It's finally his turn to be the guy at quarterback. Copeland is absolutely smoking Brown in these results. These guys came in the same class. I think there may have been a difference in overall, but he's up to 81 overall as a redshirt sophomore. Quentin Brown sitting down at 77 overall, and he's a pocket passing quarterback. He's got a different dynamic to his game. Moving into the running back side of things, damn, I love to see that. Both of my top 2 running backs into the 90 overalls. John McConnell at 94, 93 speed, 99 excel. Jeremiah Bryant adds his speed as well, 90 overall, 93 speed, 98 excel. I'm excited for this guy. Has not really done much with his career thus far, but this could be his season. Damn, look at that. Chris Phillips gets up to 92 overall. That freaking fullback. Harwell 72, nothing to sneeze at as well. Looking at the wide receivers, We're not going to be very talented in the wide receiver room this year from an overall standpoint, guys. But from a raw athleticism standpoint, very talented. Curtis Pennington, only 84 overall, but 95 speed and 93 excel. James Parker, 82, but 93 speed, 91 excel. Don't have much size out there, too, which is a little concerning. But Brewer, 80 overall, 94 speed, 92 excel. And then Carl Wilson, 72 overall, but 93 speed and 89 excel. I'm excited to see what these guys can do. Moving into tight end, we got Edgar Haas, an 88 overall, rising junior at tight end. Good speed, good excel. Reese Howard, solid as well, 80 overall, pretty good, speed there. Here's the offensive line: Aaron Wright, 85 overall. Josh Wright, 77 overall. So left guard's going to be a little weak for us. I don't know where Micah McCray is at exactly. There he is. Okay. Center, 86 overall as a junior. That's good for Amir Moore there. Micah McCray, there he is. The redshirt senior gets up to 93 overall. Or I don't know if he should play left or right guard. Probably right. Shane Morris as a redshirt freshman up to 71 overall. And B.J. Little up to 81 overall. So not very good. Once again, we'll go left to right. 85, 77, 86, 93, 81. So not great, but we can work with it. Here's the defense. Joe Evans tops it off on the left side at 88 overall. He's filling in for Early Carter. Brandon Hill up at 86 overall, so two seniors there. Casey Williamson as a sophomore up to 79 overall. Jonathan Joseph coming back for his final season as an Oregon State Beaver up to 95 overall. He's going to be an absolute freaking stud this year. Aaron Bates is a redshirt sophomore, 82 overall, so he'll be waiting in the wings and backing up Joseph at that position. At D tackle, we got Brandon Ball, 85 overall. Huge drop-off from last year, guys. We had Chad Melton and David Carter both in the 90 overalls. This year we got Ball and Smith at 85 and 82 respectively, and then Matt Haynes, an 80 overall sophomore. I'm excited for him and his potential. Looking at linebackers, this is probably going to be the strength of our defense this year, despite losing all three of our previous starters. You got Chris Davis as a starter. Joel Anderson's there. Eric Gooden's in there, and Brandon Moore are in there. But I'm excited for Davis, 84 speed, 96 excel. You got middle linebacker here. Matt Thomas is the future of that spot. Where's Vince Watkins at, though? There he is. So he's going to be out right side, the right linebacker, Joe Reynolds, though, redshirt senior, only 84 overall, but got 87 speed and 94 excel to work with. Jack Atkins is behind him. He's 251 pounds, too. Shoot. What's he, 237? That's pretty big for a linebacker, 251. But you got Thomas in there, a speedy guy. And there's Vince Watkins, the junior, at 6'2", 233, 90 speed, 88 acceleration. A guy that's already seen the field a little bit in his first couple years, but going to get even more next season. You got Robert McCoy behind him, and then Jeremy Davis waiting in the wings down there. Now we're into the cornerback room. We have Ron Cotton as CB1, BJ Burnett as CB2, and Dwayne Patton, who's already a junior, which is nuts, at cornerback 3. It's going to be a breakout season for him and Burnett. His first year starting finally as a redshirt senior. You also got Joel Stewart and Jesse Bailey and Jabari Marquardt holding it down back there. But our secondary is going to be beastly again, at least from a cornerback standpoint. Jared Taylor's back for his senior season, 89 overall, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 98 awareness. It's gonna be fun playing with this guy. Just get ready. Jude and Moss are actually the same overall, so Moss busted his butt over the offseason. He's in a spot to potentially compete for some playing time against Jude, who is they're actually the same class as juniors. One is a redshirt. 93 speed for Jude, though, 92 excel. 87 speed for Moss with 93 excel, so great speed back there. And then moving into strong safety, Vincent Perry, who forgoed the NFL draft. He was going to be a 7th-round pick despite having never started a game at strong safety, but he's back. He will start a game next year. The Hawaiian will get a chance. You got Jared Hemphill, 84 overall, true sophomore behind him. He's going to be a stud as well. He'll be on the field this year. Matt Sparks gets up to 98 overall for his final season, kicking in college, the All-American from last year and the Groza Award winner. And we have the Guy Award winner as well, Luke Engel, 95 overall, going into his last season. All right, this should be, I think, the last stage here, this cut players. I think we just about have everything tidied up. We have to cut one player, that's right, and it's going to be that Sellers guy who for some reason ended up in our past recruiting class. So easy cut here. I hate to cut an in-state guy, an in-state receiver, but we don't have a spot for him, and I didn't recruit him. So dip, and other than that, we're good to go. So we'll go ahead and advance the week. All right, y'all, so we're about to hit the preseason. We're going to find out what we're going to be ranked coming into this season. I don't expect this to be in the top 10. Like I said, we're replacing 16 starters at so many different positions. We're probably going to be somewhere around 15. That would be my... What? Bruh. Hold up. How is this possible? They have us as number 1 entering this season. How does that make any sense? It makes no sense at all. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is going to be a hard season. I don't know why we're ranked number 1 in the country, bro. Look at this. We're replacing a quarterback, replacing running back, replacing 2 good wide receivers, replacing a tight end, 4 out of the 5 guys on our offensive line, everywhere except right guard here, everywhere on the defensive line except for him, replacing everybody in the linebacker room, everybody in the corner room except for Ron Cotton, and Jaron Taylor's not, he's back. How are we the number 1 team in the country, bro? That don't make any sense to me. And I'm actually mad that we are, because we do not deserve to be the number 1 team in the country. I don't want that pressure on my shoulders entering the year. Whatever. All right, we're at the preseason, y'all, so we already got our ranking leaked. We're going to be the number 1 team in the country entering the season. I was hoping we'd start at the bottom and get to work our way to the top. I was looking forward to that being a fun thing. But we'll come back. We'll set up next year's recruiting board, redshirt players, move the depth chart around if we need to, hit them custom schedules, and get into the 2025 season, Season 6 on YouTube, guys. I hope you are as excited as I am. If you are, hit the like button, hit the sub button, and I'll be back very soon with this, because I'm excited as hell to get into this, get into the new season, form some new storylines, meet some new players, and to hopefully bring our 5th consecutive national championship back to Corvallis. So it all starts with the preseason, and that's coming up next. I'll see y'all then. Peace.